Another episode of Ghetto Garage Paint Pimp Wildcard Customs. I think my taillights will be alright. Even though they're green, I took the bulbs and dipped them in clear with red candy mixture and to make the bulbs red. Hopefully I won't get pulled over. Actually, they look kind of orange a little bit, but hopefully I won't get pulled over. And I'm thinking, so I don't get pulled over, there's a little red strip right here. It actually doesn't show up. So what I'm thinking about doing is cutting in the back of that tail light, taking out and putting these little LEDs in there to make sure there's red there. Actually, I don't have enough. You can tell I only got 4 and I kind of wanted more. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing so I don't get pulled. Anyway, in the meanwhile, I realized that I ran my power wire for my stereo system and speaker wire and RCAs all together, and you should never do that. So now I got a problem. See the power wires next to the speaker wire and everything? From towards the truck, that power wire is separated by carpet, which that should be okay. But when it's going in the back of the truck, it's touching it, and it's gonna get, you're gonna start getting a humming noise. So I don't want to redo that whole wire. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this cap, even though I got a battery in the front and a battery in the back. I'm gonna, because if I pull this, I'm gonna pull the speaker wire out of this console and run it probably about 2 foot and run it down the side so I don't get feedback. And then the wire's gonna be too short in the back because of course I cut it just long enough. I don't know why. See, it's not gonna be long enough. So I'm gonna fix that problem. Is instead of replacing all the wire at $1 a foot, I'm gonna pull that wire out and I'm gonna run that wire away from the RCAs and I'm gonna hook it to the cap and hook it on one side of the cap, and then I'm gonna buy new wire to hook from here to go all the way back because I know it's gonna be too short, so I'm gonna buy more wire. Okay. Here's my rack. It's done, and it'll suit the purpose. And of course, here's my logo, some glitter tape on it. When I started doing this rack, subconsciously I wasn't doing the best job I could. I didn't really realize it at the time, but you know, after I got done, I realized I'm getting burned out on this truck. And there ain't much to do on this truck, but I'm getting so burned out that I don't want to start flim-flamming the truck, and that's what I feel like I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do is I told my buddy Don at Fine Tattoos that I'm gonna start working on this Mustang February 2nd, and I'm gonna push this truck out to give me a break from it because I just need to start something else. I'm getting burned out. I worked on this truck for 3 months. Actually, he found another piece of interior that I have to do. Okay, that's fine. He forgot to give it to me. So I'm going to do his Mustang and then come back on the truck and be refreshed. The reason I'm starting on his Mustang so soon is because I told him it would be done by spring. So I need to start working on it in case I run into problems. And a man is only as good as his word. So I said his Mustang would be done by spring, so I got to make sure it's done by spring. And even if this truck ain't done by spring, which it will be, but I told him it would be done, so I got another week and a half to do some stuff on this truck. The tailgate won't be painted because I really don't like doing Bondo bodywork priming in the garage because it's all, how do I say it? The chemicals all linger in here. And metal, it takes a long time for metal to get warm. So when you start putting mud stuff on it, your garage has got to be really hot to get that metal warm so the filler or the fiberglass that you're using really bonds to it real well. So I'm going to actually do everything but the tailgate. After I do this Mustang, I'm going to do everything but the tailgate so I get a good bond on the tailgate when I work on that. Anyway, I had a few gentlemen on YouTube ask me about metal flake. And I've already went over this, but I'll go over it again. It doesn't bother me. I'll help anybody. But the gentleman emailed me and said he's not going to stroke my ego. Okay, it's not about stroking my ego. I don't do these clips that say, hey, look what I got. No, I do these clips to say, hey, I'm a normal guy and you could do it too. Just try. But anyway, this is what I use. It's a pressure pot. It's a Binks. I like Binks brand. It's a 2-quart pot and it's pressure, and I run 10 pounds at the pot, and I run 45 at the gun. So actually it means 45 here, which will read 10 pounds there on the pot, and then the other arrow will bypass it, and it'll give me 45 at the gun. And a gentleman asked me what size of fluid tip, cap, and needle do I need to run metal flake. Okay, this is a 2001 Binks gun, been around forever. I run on the fluid tip, I run 63B, that would be that. The cap is, air cap is 63PB, and the needle is 563A. Okay, with that setup there, you can shoot .008 mini flake, standard flake, which is .015, and bass boat you cannot shoot with that because it'll clog. Okay, what my truck is, all it is standard flake, .015. And this is the effect you get. It's not big flake, but you can spray it with most guns. I like bass boat. Bass boat flake I have not mastered, because you actually need a 1.7 fluid tip, cap and needle, and without the gun in the pressure pot, that's about a $200 setup. Or you can buy a Ed Roth bazooka air blaster, which I've never used. Most people don't shoot bass boat. I like bass boat. Okay, and I'll tell you why I use what I use, because I'm comfortable with it. This 2001 gun wastes a lot of paint because it's not HVLP, high volume, low pressure. But I'll show you the benefits, what I think about this gun and this setup that I use. When I paint with this gun, I can flip it and do the rockers. And there's no weight here. All my weight is on here in this hand. I don't like no weight here. I don't want no weight here. The siphon fed or gravity fed. I don't like the bulk of it because my wrists ain't the greatest. I'm an old man. This is what I shoot with. This is just my setup. If you're going to start out with a new gun, most people use these. Okay, I don't care for these because this is my opinion. Once you put metal flake in here, the metal flake is heavier than the clear and it's all going to settle on the bottom and it's going to get clogged here. That's my opinion. Now, if you get a gun where the pot is underneath and it siphons it up, I say I don't like those, so I've never had good luck with it. That's just my opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion. And when you shoot metal flake, you don't want to put it in the clear like I used to. You want to put it in a color blender because it's thinner. Color blender is used just to make the metal flake stick, or the candy stick, or the clear. I'm sorry, fuck the clear. Candy or metal flake to stick. Because what's going to happen is a low solid. And when you mix it with the color blender and you spray the blue, and then you make 2 passes, and you say you're all done, you're going to clear the whole thing, you're going to get a ridge right here because clear is a high solid. But when you use a color blender, it's thinner, so you don't have such a buildup. There is a buildup here. You could feel it just a tad, but nothing like I used to do. It used to be like a fucking mountain right here. Okay, this gentleman says that he knows how to paint, and he wants to try metal flake. Okay. This is just my example. Metal flake is easy to spray, for real. Don't be scared of it. It's easy. You get a lot of bang for your buck when you lay flake. That's just me. It's like psychedelic circus. All that glitters is good, okay? This is what I want to teach you. I wish somebody would have taught me because I learned hard way. Okay, I do my own technique. I start on the passenger side door. Everybody's got their own way to spray. Don't let anybody tell you have to spray this way. It's like cooking. You got your own little thing. But to spray, I jump back and forth on the panels. so I don't get overspray or dry spray. But okay, say I do that side, then I come over here and I'll spray from here and go back and forth. On solid colors, metallics, not silvers, but things like that. And then I'll go down the side of the truck. But the problem is with metal flake or a high build metallics is this what happens. If you spray, God, I can't get this motherfucker in here. I don't know why I ain't got it on a tripod. There we go, it's a little bit better. Okay, what happens if you spray metal flake or a high build, metal flake or big metallic? You're gonna spray here and fan off and spray here and fan off. Keep going, that's done. Then you're gonna come down here and you're gonna spray all the way down here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get an overlap, which is fine. But with metal flake, how do I explain it? You're gonna get a lot of congested metal flake right here, and it's gonna what they call mottle. And mottling makes it look dark. And it's not good when you can get away with it with metallics and darker colors and solid colors. You can get away with it, but when you do, man, it's cold in here. When you do metal flake, this is what I've learned. I learned the hard way. You got to spray from the front of the fender all the way down, and then come all the way back. That way you don't get the crisscross. And yes, do you have to get down here and fucking spray? Yes, you have to get down here and spray all the way down, and you want your body to move. You don't want your arm to be doing this stuff. No, that's wrong. You want to keep your arm straight and keep flowing down. That's why I like, if you have the one on top, you got to get way down here, man, and spray. That's why I like the pressure pot. I flip the gun upside down and I can spray. That way I can walk it just like this. I can walk it all the way down. Now what's going to happen if you have a gun like this? You're going to have to get down here because the paint is up on top. As soon as you flip this gun, your paint's all at the bottom here and it's going to drip out. And you still got to spray. So basically what you got to do is, unless you have a lifter, which I don't, you got to get down and, man, you got to scoot it. That's too much work. I don't care for these guns. But my opinion is, if you're gonna start all spraying and you don't have no spray guns, it would probably be very beneficial to do the HVLP because you waste a lot of material. I'm not comfortable with it. I used them. It's not my cup of tea. I like pressure pots. That's old school. A lot of people will tell you don't use that. Okay, I'm not telling you use it. I'm just telling you how I do it. Everybody's got their own preference. Okay? It's just, like I said, if anybody tells you, you know what, I spray this, and you know what, spray the way you feel comfortable and pick up other people's advice. But when they try to put you in a box and say you got to spray this way, that's some bullshit. I'm here to tell you, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You got to have this, got to have that. You know what? I do pretty good work, and I'm running some old school technology. You know why? Because I'm very comfortable with it. And I don't want to fuck up. I'm used to it. It's not a how-to video, it's just how I do. You know? I don't really have much more to say. You know? Nah. Anyway, piece of property, piece of mind, piece of pussy, piece of something, motherfucker. West Michigan. You know what? It kind of sucks because it's fucking cold here. Man, I wish it was where it was warm. But what are you gonna do? Maybe someday I'll get really sick of it and move. I hope. Have a good one, people. Peace.